How to make downtown Baton Rouge more of a destination is always under discussion, especially since COVID. As it turns out, though, the capital city may already have a major asset right under our noses. The downtown I-10 bridge could join an expanding list of other bridges capitalizing on the LED lighting craze. We know football stadiums have LEDs, but the real LED story is decking out bridges, as you'll see. The LED light shows in stadiums like Alabama's are impressive, but pale in comparison to those on bridges and other structures. In 2017, Montreal's Jacques Cartier Bridge became the world's first connected bridge, with a lighting system said to move to Montreal's own dynamic beat. Intelligent programming connects the bridge to real-time social media data for weather, traffic news, and social media trends. The nearly $40 million system is getting rave reviews. Now think of Louisiana and the many bridges we have. Early this month, former DOTD Secretary Shawn Wilson, who's running for governor, announced the double-span Crescent City Connection in downtown New Orleans would get an LED makeover. But if New Orleans, then why not Baton Rouge?
Andre, this is like my favorite thing to talk about, because you're right. I've done a lot of events over the course of my career, and then over about the last 20 years, I've been working on transportation projects. So seeing the two come together finally are just incredible. Yeah. And then the other aspect that I think is just incredible is the economic driver that something like this can be. It's creating a place that people want to be. They're drawn to it. Not just for events, day in and day out, they're drawn to cities that are investing in this.
The fascinating thing, that's a bridge that has always been there. In no time soon will be there a new bridge that comes up. Right. So why not, if you're stuck in traffic, why not sit up and enjoy the light show, right?
And what better state, I talked about this before, to be looking at something like this than Louisiana, where there's bridges everywhere. Because we live with water more than most states do.
Right.
So, and we're finally building larger river crossings. Baton Rouge will get a new one, Lake Charles will get a new bridge.
Shreveport was an early investor in bridge lighting, with the Texas Street Bridge over the Red River trimmed in neon. That lighting eventually went dark, though, and in the past few years, the bridge got a benefactor and a whole new LED look. It was unveiled last year.
So a philanthropist in the community, Dr. George Bukowski, said, enough, I want to bring back the light and the life and the economic zeal of the riverfront. He put up the first $1 million.
$2.5 million was the final price for the job, and the bridge is now named the Bukowski Bridge of Lights. As for New Orleans, Wilson says DOTD will partner with New Orleans and Company tourism leaders on the bridge lighting project.
We're certainly committed to either financing it or building a coalition of businesses and community partners to make sure that we get there, because we do think it's a great opportunity, and we've seen success in other places.
Oh, it's brilliant. Shreveport has a great success story. Everyone should be listening to this, because what you're doing is a template for what Baton Rouge wants to do to LED light the I-10 Mississippi River Bridge. Walt, good luck. It's going to look great. You'll have two spans of it, right?
It's a spectacular. It's a truly spectacular bridge, and I think it would just add a lot of great value to the beautiful skyline that we already have. And certainly when the time's right, we'll be supportive of Baton Rouge doing it as well, because that I-10 bridge is a great entryway into the state of Louisiana and over to New Orleans eventually.
The cost to light the double-span bridge is about $16 to $17 million. Capital City tourism leaders feel hopeful that Baton Rouge could be in line for an LED spectacle on the prominent Mississippi River Bridge downtown.
Certainly, the lighting of such an iconic big bridge over the Mississippi River would be one of those things that would surprise and delight a visitor arriving or staying in Baton Rouge.
The fact that DOTD is committed in the New Orleans bridge is actually a really good thing for us. So that means they will have worked out probably all of those technical difficulties and studies that need to be done and really understand the process of how to make it happen in New Orleans. So potentially once we identify a funding source, it'll make it a smoother process.
Now, I talked again with Commissioner Jay Darden after he had a late afternoon meeting with DOTD and learned they've already fronted the full $16 million cost to New Orleans for the bridge project. But as we heard, they're working with tourism and the NFL to recoup some of that. The Superdome is host of the 2025 Super Bowl.